everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Book Nook. I'm Olivia and I'm so excited for today's episode. So today I'm going to be talking about the most memorable books of my junior year. So as you guys know, I'm going to be a senior this year. So last year there were a lot of great books I read during my junior year that I just want to share with you guys. So I'm going to be talking about 2 books I read in English class and 3 books I read on my own time. So the first book I want to talk about is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This book was amazing. It was so good. Right away, when I first read it, I was already hooked because the first line was so good. I can't even explain to you guys. So the first line was, "It was a pleasure to burn." So to give you guys a little context, in this society, books are illegal, and firemen's job isn't to put out fires. Their job is to start fires, and they burn all the books basically. And the protagonist, Guy Montag, is a firefighter, and he loves his job. He loves burning books. So the first line in this book really caught my attention, and that was such a great hook to get me interested in the plot. The plot was so creative in this book, you guys. Guy Montag, he starts out as just an ordinary guy, a firefighter that loved his job, and he was very susceptible to society's propaganda and manipulation. So he starts out kind of as uh not the best character, but then as the story progresses, he develops a lot as a character, and he meets this girl Clarice. She's a teenage girl and she really changes his perspective of life in general. She's a very introspective, wise, um just a wise girl, and she already has a clear outlook on life, so she kind of helps Guy Montag to understand society as well. So their friendship was very interesting to see, and I love Montag and Clarice. I just love those characters so much, and I really liked their journey, and I really liked how Guy Montag at the end of the book, he sort of understands how society works, and this whole book in general was just amazing. It was phenomenal. I think Ray Bradbury is an amazing author. I love all of his work, honestly. I love his other short stories and science fiction stuff. So, yeah, I really like this book. This was the first book I read during junior year in English class. I think I read it in October or November or something like that. Yeah. So I am gonna rate this an 8 out of 10 because it was pretty good and I reread it a lot. So yeah. Okay, moving on to my next book that I want to talk about is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. If you can't tell, I'm so excited about this book because I love this book, you guys. I can't even explain to you how much I love this book. So this was the second book I read during English class. This book, it was amazing. Like, it was so good because I love the plot, I love the characters, I love the writing, I love the Fitzgerald's writing style so much, and I just love the whole plot in general. So, yeah, this book is a classic. Everyone needs to read this book. I recommend this to every single person. Yeah, this book is, oh, it says on the cover, it's one of the greatest American novels of the 20th century. So, yeah, this book is really good, and yeah, the main character of this book is obviously Gatsby, Jay Gatsby, and it takes place during the 1920s, so Roaring Twenties, the Jazz Age, all that good stuff. Gatsby is this super mysterious character in the beginning. You don't really know that much about him. All you know about him is his obsession with the green light, and he just watches this green light every single day from the other side of the dock. So that is pretty interesting. Um, Gatsby is such an interesting character. I think he's so likable, but also at the same time, you just don't know that much about him. So, yeah, definitely a very mysterious person. Yeah. And honestly, this book is super interesting and creative. I really love how it makes you think deeper about society and the world. It really explores themes of um, societal division and yeah. So in this book, there are two different types of people, new money people and old money people. So new money people are the people that recently acquired their wealth. Gatsby is new money. And old money people are the people that have had a lot of money in their family for a while. They've always had a lot of money. They've always been wealthy. But new money are just the people that recently became rich during the 20s. So the dynamic between those two groups is very interesting. And there's usually a lot of conflict between those groups since they're so different. And Gatsby basically he throws these really extravagant parties every single day, every single night. And he he loves these parties and he throws them in his giant mansion all the time and there is a reason why he is throwing these parties, a reason that you will discover when you read the book because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. Unfortunately, the story does not end well for Gatsby. I'm not gonna spoil everything. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but let's just say he does not have a happy ending, which is so sad. I was so mad when I read that because Gatsby was actually the only I don't want to say the only good character because there are other good characters like Nick Carraway's a good character, but Gatsby's the most likable character in the whole book. All the other characters are so annoying, especially the old money people, especially Daisy Buchanan, Tom Buchanan. Jordan's just there. Jordan doesn't even do anything. She doesn't even contribute to the plot. But Daisy's annoying because she cheats on her husband, and Tom is also annoying because he also cheats on his wife. He cheats on Daisy. And George Wilson, another character, he's just also annoying. He just got on my nerves because he's just weird. He's just a weird guy. And what's her name? What's that one girl? Myrtle Wilson. She's also annoying. I did not like her at all because she was the girl that Tom was cheating on Daisy with. So he was having a whole affair with Myrtle. And for what? Like, Myrtle is just obnoxious. Like, no one likes Myrtle. And who are the other I think that's it. Yeah, basically Nick and Gatsby are the only good characters. They are the only characters that I personally liked. Gatsby has the most likable qualities. Like the other characters just don't. And how are you gonna kill the best character in the whole book? The Fitzgerald named the whole book after Gatsby. He's the main character. He's the protagonist. You named the book after him, and you're gonna kill him? What? Oh wait. Oh, I wasn't gonna spoil anything. Okay, spoiler alert, he dies. He dies at the end. Yeah. That was the unhappy ending I was talking about. So, it's too late, but yeah, he dies at the end. Unfortunately, he gets killed, so that's great. I don't know why Fitzgerald decided to make Gatsby die because that was definitely unnecessary. Ugh, yeah, I'm so mad about the ending because he did not need to die at all. He literally it's not even his fault that he died. He's an innocent person and he just got killed by like the annoying upper class people. But it's basically Daisy's fault, kind of. When you think about it, it's kind of her fault. Even though it's not directly her fault, like she didn't directly cause Gatsby's death, but she is somehow related to it. And Gatsby is so like blindly in love with her that he can't even do anything about it and yeah, he unfortunately dies. So that is very sad, but I did like the whole book in general. I just didn't like the ending because why would you kill the only good character, the only character I actually liked? Why? I don't know why Fitzgerald did that. Um I mean, he probably did it to symbolize how, like, the American dream and how Gatsby couldn't attain the American dream. He was never able to achieve his dream to be with Daisy, who he is madly in love with. So, yeah, anyway, on that note, I am going to move on to the next book. This book is called An Invisible Thread by Laura Scroff. So, this book is a memoir. It's a true story. On the cover, it says the true story of an 11-year-old panhandler, a busy sales executive, and an unlikely meeting with destiny. So, this book is amazing. I don't know how else to say it, but this book is so beautiful. I love this book. I love this book so much. And I really love the theme of this book. This book is just the epitome of love. Yeah, and it's basically about Laura's friendship with this boy named Maurice. Laura um in the book, when the book starts, I think she's 30 something, 35, and she's living in New York, right? She's working as this sales executive person. But while she was walking on the street, she sees this little boy, Maurice, and he asked her for money. He was like, "Hey, lady, do you have any spare change? I'm hungry." So, yeah, she sees this homeless boy, right? And she decides to take him to McDonald's and eat lunch together with them, which is so sweet. And then the two of them continue to meet every single Monday for the rest of their lives, and they just begin to have this wholesome friendship that I think is it's so sweet and it's so cute, and I just love their dynamic. Yeah, honestly, this book is so great because it kind of restored my faith in humanity. It kind of gives you a lot of hope. And it just the themes of kindness is so powerful. It really resonated with me, and I think this is such a meaningful book that everyone needs to read. Um, yeah, this book honestly was amazing. I think this book should actually be a movie, but yeah, I love this book so much. I would rate that a 10 out of 10. Also, I forgot to rate Great Gatsby, but obviously it was a 10 out of 10. Okay, so now moving on to this book. It's called Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. So this book is a young adult romance novel. So this book was interesting. I was not impressed by this book. This book honestly did not meet my expectations. I was a little disappointed when I read it, but I mean, it was okay. It was okay. I did not love it as much as The Great Gatsby and Invisible Thread. Like, it, not at all. It's not nowhere near those books. But the protagonist is Taylor Edwards, and her dad has cancer. And spoiler alert, he dies at the end, obviously. And Taylor, her and her family, they go to the Poconos Mountains in Pennsylvania to spend a last summer together, and it's very bittersweet, kind of sad. Taylor, while she's there at her summer house, she meets this guy, Henry, and then, well, no, she doesn't meet him because she's known him for like a while. She's known him for her whole life, actually. But she reunites with him. She reunites with this guy, Henry. They used to date when they were like 10, and then they broke up, obviously. And when she goes back and sees him again, they fall in love again. They date again, obviously. And Taylor also reunites with her old friend, who she kind of stabbed in the back and she kind of betrayed her friend. But yeah, they kind of restore their relationship and they begin to be friends again. So this book, honestly, it was not the best. Um, it's just your typical teenage romance book. Nothing really amazing about, nothing like crazy. It's just a typical romance book. Like all romance books I've read, this one was very predictable, obviously. I kind of could predict the whole plot from the beginning, so kind of disappointed that there were no big plot twists because I love plot twists, but this book, honestly, it's good for what it is. Um, what can you expect from a teenage romance book? I did not like the writing that much. I think it definitely could have been a lot better. I think the plot could be, no, not the plot, the pacing. The pacing could be a whole lot faster because this book is almost 500 pages. 500 pages. The exposition is so slow. The beginning of the book, like the first half of the book, nothing happens. Like, I'll just save you the time. Like, I'll just save you the time right now. The first half of the book, nothing happens. All that happens is they go to the summer house and then she gets a job and that's it. That's all that happens in the first half. And then like the first like 100 pages or 200 pages, there's nothing there. It's all just filler words that are just like not even doing anything. Like nothing interesting happens. And I don't know why the plot was moving so slow. The pacing was so slow for no reason because you don't need to have this slow of pacing for this book, for this romance book. Like you could have had way faster pacing. You could have been moving the plot along, but no, she didn't want to do that. So, yeah. Because how in what world is this teenage romance book going to be almost 500 pages long? In what world does that happen? Because that doesn't even make any sense. Like nothing even happened. It's just like yeah, like she starts dating Henry and then her dad dies. That's all that happens. I'm just gonna save you the time because that's the whole book in a nutshell. So I don't know why this had to be 500 pages long. It took me like I don't remember how long it took me, but it took me way longer than it should have taken me to read this dumb book. So yeah, I was not impressed by this book. I mean, yeah, I was not impressed by this book. But I mean, it was okay. It wasn't horrible. I've read way worse books, but it obviously wasn't the best because I've read a lot better books, so it's just mediocre. Um, do I recommend this book? Sure, I recommend this book if you like romance. I don't like romance, so that's why I don't really like this book. But if you like romance books, then sure, give this one a shot. It definitely. What I will say though is that this book is a good summer book. It's good for when you're at the beach and you just need a random book to read. This book is pretty good. Yeah, I kind of just read this book because I was bored. I had no idea what it was about, but I mean, the plot was decent. It's not that creative, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine. So I would recommend this book to read in the summer. It's just a fun summer book. Yeah, like not a lot of meaning to it, not a lot of significant themes. It's not a deep book at all. It's just like a fun, silly little book to read in the summer. So, yeah. Okay, so for the last book I'm gonna talk about, it's called. Oh wait, I forgot to rate. I forgot to rate that book. I would rate that book a 7 out of 10. Okay, now for the last book, it is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This book is also young adult romance. As you could probably tell by the cover, because all romance books have very like generic, similar covers. I do like this cover though. It's very cute, very pink, so I like that. Anyway, so this book is very similar to Second Chance Summer. These two books are honestly kind of the same. Honestly, they're literally the same books, except just the characters' names are different and the location is different. Besides that, the plot is exactly the same, super predictable. But this book, what's the protagonist's name? The protagonist's name is Meredith Fox, and her sister Claire died last year, a year before the book takes place, and uh, just like the last book I talked about, this book is also uh takes place on vacation. So Meredith and her family, they go to Martha's Vineyard. So yeah, they go to Martha's Vineyard because her cousin is getting married, so the wedding is there, and they play a game of assassin at the vineyard every single year. It's a family tradition. So they play this assassin game with like water guns and water balloons, and while she's there at the vineyard, Meredith meets this guy named Wit. I don't know why. I don't know who in their right mind would name a character Wit, W-I-T, Wit. It's a pretty bad name, but mm, I would never name my character that. But anyway, so she meets this guy Wit, they fall in love, obviously, and then they literally just date, and that's the whole story. So yeah, yeah. This book was also okay. I think it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot better, but oh well. Yeah, just like most other romance books, this is very generic, very uncreative, not creative, unoriginal, and at least what I will say about this book though is at least the pacing is better. At least the plot was moving along pretty fast. At least the whole book isn't all filler words, and at least the plot gets moving from the beginning. At least the exposition wasn't as long as the last book, and at least the characters are okay, even though Meredith is kind of annoying, but what can I say? Yeah. So this book would also be a 7 out of 10. Just like the last book, this book is a good book if you just want something fun and cute and lighthearted to read in the summer. Obviously, this book is not going to be very deep. If you're looking for some like good themes, if you're looking for meaningful books, then definitely read An Invisible Thread and The Great Gatsby and Fahrenheit 451. But if you want just like silly, fun books, then read these two books. I recommend these. So I would rate this a 7 out of 10 as well. So, yeah, that is the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this episode, then like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And definitely check out the official Book Nook Instagram for some more fun content. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And definitely check out these books if you want to. I recommend all of these books. So, yeah. This is Olivia M signing off.